What's up, YouTube? Back at it again. Got something I want to talk about. I don't know if any of y'all caught it. I believe it was like a couple of days ago. The first is the rickross versus Frenchmontana versus. A lot of people calling it the worst versus ever, which is understandable. Simply because them boys was just so friendly with one another. You would like a little bit of tension, but I'm not gonna lie. I'm just glad Ross won. Simply, because he from Miami. I got to root for home team. But I think Ross should have had a better opponent, in my opinion. That's no slight to French. I just think Ross just he's too much of a better writer. He's too much of a better beat maker, not beat maker, but his ears for picking beats is just too great. Like, he literally has songs that's just like, I know people like to put a certain jacket on them, but believe it or not, man, I'm gonna tell you, like, Ross do for Miami. Ross do for Miami. And you could ask a lot of local artists. Ross done gave out verses. You know what I mean? Trust me, man. 50 Cent is my second favorite rapper of all time behind Tupac. I'm gonna just put that out there. 50 Cent is my second favorite rapper of all time. When I was a kid, loved Get Rich or Die Trying. I'm talking about Beg for Mercy. When they first dropped Beg for Mercy, the first G-Unit album, man, I went to the CD store. That's when the CD store was still here, yo. I went to the CD store in NMB, yo, right down 15th Avenue. Bro, I cried when my mom ain't let me get that album, yo. I cried. I went inside the store. I told that man, yo, save me this CD. I'm going to come back and get it. I was so much of a 50 Cent fan. If you really know 50, he had this DVD. What was this DVD called, yo? Was it Bulletproof? I think he had, because I know he called two different things Bulletproof. I think he had a DVD called Bulletproof or whatever, and then he had the video game Bulletproof. I had both, yo. I had the video game and everything. I'm telling you, I was hard with it. You feel me? Met 50 one time and all, too. He was a real genuine dude. Met 50 I had with my ex. He was with Buck. Shout out I'm not going to say it right now, but, he was a real cool dude. Real cool dude. Real genuine. You know what I mean? And I say that to say that, I can't front it. Ross do for the city, man. Like, usually you'll hear a lot of, he don't try to put artists on from the city. No, bro, I'm telling you first here, like, live and direct, like, still here, like, Ross done tried. It's just that Miami, we're just in a irregular place right now. We're in an awkward space right now when it comes to music. You know what I mean? We ain't have that artist like how Chicago had they 2012 era artists from the Keys to the Dirks to the Herbs. We did not breed out from our age group, because that's our age group. We didn't breed out those type of rappers like the same way. It was just too much politics in the background. And 2012 for us was a real deadly year in Miami. A lot of people don't know it, but it was just like the rappers that we had, it was probably at least one that was speaking on a lot of the stuff that was going on, but majority of the rappers was just not touching on it. So it wasn't like that. The controversy wasn't there. You know, controversy when it comes to music admits. That's just how it is. But the verses, back to the verses. I mean, I wish Ross had somebody like I don't know. I think Ross is like on the level of I don't want to say I don't think Yo Gotti. I think no slight to Yo Gotti at all. Shouts to Gotti. I think a T.I. Like, I don't think 50 is on the level of a T.I. I think Ross is on the level of going out of verses with a T.I. And I think that's probably why it was boring, because we already knew that Ross had too much. Come on, BMF, you're not beating it. Like, you're not beating. I think I'm Big Meech. Larry Hoover, you're not beating that, bro. Like, that's too much memories. And especially on the impact of that today. Come on, man. You're not beating Aston Martin music. You're not beating I'm Not a Star. You're not beating Every Day I'm Hustling. You're not beating these records, my boy. French got some records too, like Sanctuary, like my favorite song from him. You know what I mean? Don't get me twisted. French is a cool artist, but Ross, his catalog is too big. Ain't too many artists could actually say. Ross, I think, is the only artist in Miami, from Miami, that actually got multiple songs with Jay-Z, bro. That's big. Forget Miami. Think about Florida. I think Ross is probably the only one who got multiple songs with Jay-Z. Like, Ross is more than just a street rapper, like street artist. Like, that man got a pen on him, bro. A real pen. And he talking that talk that like somebody like Jay-Z, like you can't compete against that, bro. And I don't even know, I think he did it. That, I got it. Like, come on, you can't beat that, bro. But yeah, I see what people saying. I understand people would think that was like the worst. I don't think it was the worst, but it was probably predictable, too friendly, which what made it boring. You know what I mean? It wasn't as controversial as the Bone Thugs and Harmony versus 3 6 Mafia, because they took their catalog a little bit more personal. You know what I mean? It wasn't as tense as the Gucci and, Jeezy versus, it wasn't like the Dipset versus the Lots. It was clearly some sort of pride there. Their ego was there, and to see who was better. So, I understand, but I'm still glad, home team took the W, in my opinion. And I think majority of us could agree with that. Let me know what you think in the comment section if you agree or you disagree. I'm out. Like, share, and subscribe.